This is part 2 of the structural drawing. So let me continue where I left off for part 1. I already explained on how you change the color as per the shared file or the file that I'm going to share. Just change whatever convenient color you want according to what I've demonstrated. So let us go to uh, the other parts of structural elements of your drawing. So I've done the walls. Let's go to the columns. I have here several sizes of uh, footing. So all you need to do is just look for whichever fits to your floor plan or design. So here I have different sizes, as I said. 1650, this is too big. This I use this for my three-story projects. Okay, so I have indicated or I've shown how I put in detail. So like the thickness of my footing, how does it goes deep from the natural ground to the footing, and then the height of my floor level from the natural ground. So basically this 600 is equivalent to 4 steps. So from the natural ground I need to do 4 steps in order to reach the level of my floor line. So that's why there is a gap or space to be filled in between ground line and my finished floor line. Okay, so same thing with your uh, walls. You need to indicate the specifications. So like one here, similar to what I have demonstrated, you can select the color for the lines, and then to change the color of your letterings you can do that. And even this one here, you can use or you can change the color. So like this one, you need to use, usually I use magenta to make it visible, and then this one is a smaller size of rebars, I use blue. Then all you need to do is just copy the properties. So instead of doing all these things, all you need to do is just do the editing by changing the colors or some properties. Then like this. Okay, even this one I can change this color to make it lighter. uh, this is a reinforcement bar, so I can use that color. And then this one. So what I'm doing now is demonstrating to you on how you gonna do with your copied files like that. So it's very easy to uh, change, I mean in doing the editing like that. All you need to do is just copy properties you already created like that. And then for this, so again, as I said, you just adapt whichever is suited to your design. Okay, uh, I've I have here one. This is 165. I already mentioned. This one is 120 by 120. Uh, by the way, the units was set up differently, so it's up for you uh, to set up your dimensions. Anyway, 165 0 is equivalent to 1.65 also in meters. So it doesn't matter as long as the figure is correct. So regardless of the units, it doesn't matter. Okay, like one here, the size of the columns 0.15 by 0.30. So you can change also. By the way, these columns, you can adapt this by putting it inside whatever the size of your footing is. Okay, so I indicated here different sizes of columns as well as rebars. So for example, you will adapt this footing 1 meter by 1 meter. Since you are having a one-story floor plan, 1 meter by 1 meter is enough. So all you need to do, okay, I will make this as a complete guide for you. Okay, uh, all right. Top, then for your main bar. So again, I am demonstrating based on my user setup. Okay, so it depends to your choices of color once you do the editing, or once you are the one who is doing the editing. Then I'll make this blue the stirrups, or the links of my column reinforcement bar. Okay, so basically I copied the file that it is being shared, or that is being shared. All I need to do is just relevel. So like this one here, instead of copying that, I can copy to make my drawing similar, because I already set up the color that I want to use. Okay, so I will put it here like that one. Okay, you can place it whichever is convenient for you. Okay, so here I will use 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7, I can, let me copy the right one, this one. I copied the slab details, or the slab specification. Okay, like this one. All I need to do is just change this 7, instead of 16 mm I use 12. The spacing are enough. Okay, so I can remove this one. For my elevation, or section rather, I can also copy this and put it there like that. So for my footing, uh, I can use this one. Footing is here. Let me change first. Okay, so for footing, I can use this word. So instead of putting this one here, I use this for my footing detail. So instead, I'll indicate this bar. So I can use 7. Let's say I'll just use 12 mm like that. So that is for my footing details. And then for my column, uh, in fact, you can use also this one for your column. All you need to do is just move this one to give space to the indication of your column, like just like what I've done with the previous demo. So we can move this, and maybe we can leave a little gap there. So here I can indicate two parts for my footing and for my columns. So this is for the footing, and then for the column, okay, I can use six 12 mm rebars with lateral ties, so that is correct. So for footing, 7 means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 BW is both ways. You can complete that both ways like that. Okay, so both ways because horizontal and vertical. So that's how you gonna uh, prepare or do your details for columns. So you can complete this by changing the color also like that, and you're done. Okay, so last part we'll go to the trusses. I think earlier I indicated or mentioned already on how the trusses will work. Like here I mentioned earlier. So for this example, uh, as I said, I already mentioned in my previous video, I think, on how to do the trusses. This one is for the raptor type, one slope. I have here another example. This is a gable type, or you can adapt this for your hip hip type roofing. So here, if you want to adapt this, you can, but of course it will vary on your slope. So all you need to do is just change this one, change the property like this one, whatever color you want to use. Okay, just change, and including the details, the informations like that. So everything you can that you need to change the color to the color you want to apply in your drawing. So like for the roofing, I will use another color. Okay, and this one, for example, I will use blue. By the way, uh, I what I've shown to you is uh, I put I mean the layer is still under 0. So if you want to uh, change according to the layer, for this one, for example, of course you are free to create a new layer. Like here we need to put it trusses. Okay, like that. If you want to make it automatically in green color, you can change the layer color already, so that every time you click under trusses, it will automatically turn to green. So like this one here is still under 0. uh, probably the fastest way is to select it in a block type like this one here, like that. So anyway, it's easily identified because once you click the lines, it's shows that it is highlighted. Okay, so like that, look for that trusses and then put it in layer, so everything will be turned to green. So it's like that. So for your indications here, because I got it from different source, so that's why the the text or the fonts are not the same. So you can adapt by copying the existing ones, so like this one here. If you want to change this, okay, let let us try, maybe we can. So it doesn't change. What font I'm using here is Romance with a height of 40. So instead of doing that, I mean of copying, you can go here. The orientation is not right, so better to have, let me check, because sometimes the the properties change. One, see, it stick there. So we'll check if we can adapt this one here by entering, copying the information. Okay, so it copies, but with a different font. So anyway, you can adapt that one. Whatever is the font, it doesn't matter. Okay, so on this one, you can copy this like that. Okay, so like this one, if you want to change, all you need to do is just copy, copy, and then close, and then remove this one. Cop we have to copy first. Copy. Let me check because it will be in order. I think it is still there. V. It is still there. So change the orientation like that. That it will be close to this one. Then copy the properties. Then remove this first. Move. Then copy this so that it will be on the same property, and then copy this, copy, okay, and then paste it here. Put it on the right side like that, and then copy, so like that. So you can do it to the rest of your drawing. And earlier I what I've shown you as the rafter type truss has, there is no gutter here. So in my other example here, I've shown already a gutter. uh, it is a gutter. This is, and this is the strainer for the downspout in order for the water to be drained. So it will go down here. So that's how the gutter is shown in your details. So just check all your drawings, or mean with regards to the properties, and then adapt it. So like this one, you can use, if you want all this one to be in red, all you need to do is just copy the properties. All right, so all the thing is, this one uh, we have not done. Okay, so now it's become blue. You can copy this like that. So here, if you want to copy it the same way with this, just follow what I have done with this one. So all you need to do is just copy, like that. If you want to make it all in uppercase, we have an option here. Let me check. Where's that? Here, like that. So just click, it will become all uppercase from lowercase. And then if you want to change the color, just go here, like that. Okay, so at least you have similar dimensions now, or indication. So it will be blue, and then make it uppercase, like that. So instead of doing the previous one that I've done, you can go this way. So sometimes it depends on the previous setup of the user. If you are copying some of the files, so it will take time for you to figure out on how to change those properties that's being set up by the other users, so to adapt to your system. Okay, so last one is your roof beam. So roof beam basically a series of lines also, and here I've used hats. That is for the section of the opposite or intersecting beam. I'll use a different color for the hats, and then I will just uh, copy it on the other end. So the main part of the roof beam is, of course, the main bars also, and then the stirrups. So similar to our column, we will just copy the colors. So this is we call this stirrups. So I'll use for a smaller size of rebars, and then the purple is a bigger size of rebar. And then for the dimension, I can adapt this one. So the small dot here is not appearing because it is too near to the object. Let me check. Now I'll move. See, it is visible now. And even this one here, it cannot be seen because it's too close. Let me check again. This one, okay, it is showing now. So this is the longitudinal side of your beam. So it depends on the length or the distance of your columns supporting your beam. So like this one here, my column is here. That's why there is a cross beam that penetrates on this beam that I have. And then you can change this color as well to make it lighter. And even this one, this is the outline of the beam only, so make it lighter. like that. Also here, sorry, that's supposed to be blue. Then we can make this lighter. Okay, so then you can show your dimension, the width and the height, like that. So it will depend on your detailing or size of your drawing. So here I have a similar detail, but this is not in scale because point 2 and point 15 is almost the same. So this is just to show another example. So if you want to change that as well, it's very easy. Just copy the properties. Okay, like that. And then if this one, if you want to change it to uppercase, just go here and then like that. So you see that the orientation is not correct. So in order to put it back, just change the angle like that. Okay, so that's it for now. So let me know by giving me some or sending me messages or message for any inquiry that you need to be clarified for your plate. And I already explained a part of your trusses in this video. So all you need to do is just adapt it in your floor plan. So this is basically the rafter type floor roofing, and this one I have another example here for the hip roofing. Okay, for those of you asking about the angle, why I always require the angle here as 45, this is the main reason. In your roofing you need to have these purlins to fix your metal roofing. So the reason why I require you to have this 45 degrees angle line is that for your purlins to meet at this uh, angled line. So imagine if your line is going this way, so how can you meet the same distance of your purlins to this angle? So it will become like this. I will just show it to you like that. So the other side has correct distance while the other side is not. So imagine if you maintain a certain distance or a standard distance of uh, 600 to your purlins, this is how it's gonna look. I will demonstrate it to you. So the other side will look this way, while the other side will go that way. So your purlins is not meeting each other on this part of your truss. So it will be difficult for the installer of the roofing to align the sheets of metal roof. So that's the answer, basic answer to your questions why the diagonal truss here is always 45 degrees. Okay, so that's all for your third video for today. So I hope that this can complete all your drawings, architectural up to structural drawing. So the last video that I'm going to make probably somewhere in the middle of this week is the scaling, uh, scaling in terms of printing. because the last part of your project or subject rather, for you this plate is printing. You are going to print this one in, I mean, you will convert AutoCAD drawing into PDF. So you will be submitting to me at the end of the semester or this term your AutoCAD file as well as the printout, the PDF file of your output, as your output rather. Okay? So thank you, and enjoy making your plate, architectural and structural.